There are 10 financial principles that I wish I would have learned a long time ago, even as little as 10, 15 years ago. The first two come from Warren Buffett. Warren Buffett has two major rules. Rule number one is don't lose money. Rule number two, don't ever forget rule number one. The third financial principle is understanding management versus no management fees, depending on what kind of account. For example, your 401k, your IRAs, your Roth IRAs, 529 plans, is understanding exactly how that works, because sometimes fees can kind of eat up everything that you're putting in there. So it's good to understand this. Number 4 is understanding that inflation is usually about 3%. Right now we're feeling it, and we know the inflation is probably a little bit more than 3% today, especially if you just went to go get some gas. But understanding how inflation works, as well as understanding how your money is growing with that inflation. Is it outpacing that 3% or more? Or are you kind of losing out on some money depending on where your money's sitting at? So that's super important. Number 5 is taxation and double taxation and how our money gets taxed. Look, this is not my favorite subject. Taxes, nobody ever talked to me about taxes or how my money gets taxed. But we need to understand how it gets taxed and where we're parking our money and understanding different types of tax codes. Financial principle number 6, having flexibility and liquidity. I can't speak today. Access to your money. How quickly can you access your money, but at the same time it's growing? Where is your money being parked? A lot of successful people, they understand that. They understand that there's certain places where they can park their money where it's growing, but they have access to it. They have that flexibility and liquidity if they need it, whether it's an emergency, whether it's for an investment. We gotta understand this. So where is our money parked? Ooh, number 7, one of my favorites is compound interest. If somebody would have shown me about the magic of compound interest or the magic of the rule of 72. Einstein called it one of the 8 wonders of the world. He said, he who learns it, earns it. He who doesn't, pays it. And guess what? It's not too late for me, but I'm starting my son with his money and working with that compound interest versus simple interest. This is something really important that can be a game changer for you and your family. Number 8, Social Security. We don't even have to get into this conversation. This is Social Security. The government takes care of it, but is it going to be around by the time you decide to retire? We don't know. Number 9, critical and chronic illness, which is the number 1 cause of bankruptcy and poverty is because of critical and chronic illness. So understanding that, do you have any type of account that protects you while you're alive and fighting to survive? So this is something important, probably the most important principle. Number 10, the estate, the nurse, and the probate court system. A lot of people don't know exactly what happens when somebody passes away and what they have to go through. Please, this is something that I also wish, all these principles, I wish I would have learned a long time ago, because it would have avoided a lot of headaches for whether it's family or people that I know or friends. It's just knowing exactly what happens and what we need to put in place to avoid these headaches. Listen, these 10 principles, I wish me and my family would have learned a long time ago, because it would have changed the trajectory of a lot of our family's members' lives, whether it's retirement, whether it's people passing away, legacy, just all of